well and blessed and kept in the Lord. And so glad to take a few moments here to share with you some things that came on my heart this week. And over the last month, a men's group that I'm a part of has been studying a passage in Proverbs daily basis and sharing with each other. And one of the things that came to my mind this week, I was in Proverbs 23 and had me questioning or thinking on the idea of being a workaholic. By nature, by culture being brought up, I was taught the essence of being a hard worker. And sometimes that has slipped into being a workaholic. And I began to ask myself the question, am I doing it in a healthy manner? And it took me back to the remembrance of what God, the instructions that God had given the Israelites as they was going to collecting their food and collecting their manna for that day. God gave them specific instructions on just to collect enough for today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Collect enough for right now. And I believe that God did that in essence to build their trust, to see who would walk in faith and knowing that God will supply those needs. And same thing goes for those of us who are seeking after or chasing what we call wealth. Wealth, sometimes we look at it as just a monetary thing, but it's not. Wealth is an abundance of a supply of a resource that we need. So it doesn't have to be monetary, it can be anything that you're collecting to have a resource of abundance. And especially when we look at it and going out and working and doing things on our own or what we think is on our own, when it minimizes our trust in God to provide. And sometimes I have to stop myself to remind myself to practice the Sabbath. Practice a time of pulling away from work, 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 and trying to obtain those resources. For me, it's important that my family has, my children and my wife have, and I'm able to do those things to ensure their success and to ensure their comfort. However, sometimes I think God throws things down my path to remind me that I'm trusting in my own abilities versus His. And here's what I read in Proverbs 23, verses 4 and 5. I'm going to read this from the Message translation. And it says, don't wear yourself out trying to get rich, trying to obtain wealth, trying to obtain a surplus or abundance of resources. Restrain yourself, meaning stop yourself. And here's why it tells you to stop. It says, riches disappear in the blink of an eye. Wealth sprouts wings and flies off into the wild blue yonder. Meaning that as much as we chase those things, chase wealth, chase riches, chase those things that we think that we need or need to be supplied with. Of course, I have no problem with working. I believe working hard is a good thing because faith without works is just a flip in the air. You're not going nowhere. However, our work must not supersede that which causes us to trust in our Father in heaven to supply all needs. So here is my encouragement to you. It was an encouragement to me to realize, to ask myself, in my efforts to work and obtain these resources, am I replacing my work with the trust that should be placed in God? Because sometimes the more I work, the more I go obtain, the more challenges come my way. And I think is a great reminder to me is I'm chasing after those riches that will certainly flee. And it causes me to get in that cycle of chase, 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 chase. When I need to pause, practice Selah, and trust in God to provide all my needs. Are you chasing after wealth today? Are you chasing after abundance of supplies and resources instead of trusting God to provide all your needs? I hope you've been encouraged like it encouraged me. I will see you soon at the next message. Thanks a lot and have a great day.